Let me show you how I bedazzled my TirTir foundation. Well, first you're going to need your foundation. TirTir is what I'm going to use today. And I'm going to use liquid fusion glue. And I'm going to put it inside this little glue bottle here. I'm going to use a wax pencil, Royal Glitz silver rhinestones, and a mixed pack of red rhinestones. Of course, you're going to need to sand your item. You always want to sand your surface so it could give a little bit of traction for the rhinestones to adhere to the product. And you're going to wipe it down with alcohol. So first I'm going to go in with the letters or the brand's logo with a 2M size rhinestone. This is a clear rhinestone, sometimes it's silver, but I got these from Royal Glitz. I could definitely link these in the bio, but you're just going to outline the logo with the small rhinestone to make it look, just have it pop. And that's what I'm doing here. Next, you're going to go ahead and outline the foundation. This is a different shape. I never worked with it before, so I'm just starting off with an outline just to see how I'm going to place my rhinestones and what I'm going to do next. At first, I thought about the scatter method, but I was like, I really don't want to do the scatter method. I really love the honeycomb method, so I'm just outlining and trying to brainstorm. But you're going to do the front and the back, I believe I did, just to set the ground foundation. And then you let this dry for about 10 minutes before you go into the next step. So the next thing I'm going to do is the back, because I need the sides to dry in order for me to start the project, because the rhinestones will definitely move, especially if the glue is like fresh. So I'm using a black 5M size rhinestone. I'm definitely going to have everything linked in my bio and the Amazon link down below. But I definitely want to talk about this foundation. Now, I'm not a makeup girly, but I definitely got into makeup just a little bit, just to cover some of like my dark circles. And I had a scar on my face, and I was just starting this new job, and I really wanted to make like an impression. And like, I was just so insecure, and really tired. I really don't get as much sleep as I need to. So I'm noticing like my circles are really dark. So I'm using this foundation. I looked it up on Amazon, and I seen people talk about it, and the shades and how wide a variety they have. So I picked one. It came and it matched my tone. It was so like perfect. I never had that type of experience before, where you could look online and it actually matches your tone. And it's so lightweight, and I get a lot of compliments about how glowy my skin looks with it. So that's why I stumbled across TirTir. But I'm just using it just for the time being and to help clear up my skin and get some sleep. So yeah, that's basically how I got into makeup, is through TirTir, and I love it. And I'm working on my skin underneath the makeup, trying to do a routine, something that works for the dark circles, trying to get more sleep. But let me know if you have any recommendations down below. Maybe I could bedazzle them. But as for the bedazzling part, I went ahead and I decided to do the honeycomb method. I love the honeycomb method. I just love the way it looks. So I started off making like a foundation line right under the logo, and I worked my way down from there with the honeycomb method, and it turned out pretty good. I know my camera angle is kind of all over the place, but that's only because the shape is so different and so unique. I just couldn't find the right angle to show what I'm bedazzling. So you're going to see me move the camera a lot. If I haven't mentioned it in this video, the honeycomb method is placing one rhinestone in between every 2 rhinestones to make it look like a honeycomb. I love this method. I use it for like almost everything that I bling, and I suggest that you guys try it. It's really, I like how it looks so uniform. And here is where I just kind of continue the honeycomb method. Even on different angles, you could just place one rhinestone in between every 2 rhinestones, and it still comes out like a honeycomb. And over here, I'm just continuing the honeycomb method going down to finish off the foundation, well, at least the top of the foundation. Here is where I add like my filler stones, like the smaller stones with the honeycomb method. Sometimes it's hard to like really capture how to apply a filler stone. My suggestion is to just place the smallest stone possible in that space so that it doesn't crowd and it doesn't mess up your foundation. But next we're going to go ahead and finish the bottom. I'm just applying rhinestones around just to give it that wow look. Like I said, the shape was different. I didn't know exactly what sizes I was going to need, but I know that I wanted to use 5M rhinestones as my main stone. So after I did this, I went ahead and filled in any small spaces or like any gaps or anything like that. And here's how it turned out. Let me know what you think in the comments and what I should bedazzle next.